Here we are at Gulches to get our South Carolina Jeep Badge of Honor. There's a little bit of the property. Let's go do some Jeeping today. It's gonna be fun. It always is.
Jeeping is always a fun time when you don't break anything or mess anything up or have to get towed out. But I was a little worried about this park. I've heard horror stories and I've seen the YouTube videos of people messing up their Jeeps. Along with an expert driver, I knew I would need a seasoned spotter, and this guy right here is my great friend who does a great job at spotting. And I know if he ever lets anything happen to Sparky that he would help fix Sparky. So he's a keeper. That's why I had his face covered up so y'all don't steal him. From what I understand, the park is under new ownership, so the trails are maintained better than they once were. And we found them to be very pleasant. Sparky took mainly the blue and green trails, but at the very end he was brave, and with two great spotters, he may or may not complete a really hard one, so stick around to find out. One thing that we liked about this trail is that they provide a tour, and a tour guide will take you around to get you familiar with the trail.
So this is our tour guide here at Gulches. He is an expert. Do you have any tips or tricks we need to know?
You need to air down, you need to disconnect your sway bars, and you need to put it in 4 low.
Oh, well that's easy enough.
Do you know what makes you an expert?
Because I own the park.
Oh, really?
And
I've always been told if you get paid to do it, that makes you an expert.
oh, really?
Right. So,
Well, I'm in trouble.
yeah, you get paid.
Poorly.
Good. Well, you still get paid though, so that makes you an expert.
This expert was a great tour guide. He took us around, showed us the basic parts of the park, and then he was also a great spotter. So I thought that was a very good thing to have at a park, especially with my anxiety of it being a really hard park. Of course, Chewy the trail dog had no anxiety. He was just glad to be out on the trail.
How they rated is like, green trails are like for anybody in a pickup truck. A blue trail should be anybody in like a factory newer type Jeep. And then above and beyond is more modifications.
Spencer sharing his knowledge of Gulches with us. He really loves it here. I think he mentioned that he had been here quite a bit, so he really knew a lot about Gulches. So if you're ever at Gulches, you cross your fingers that Spencer's there to help you get out of some sticky situations. He was another great spotter. Between him and Adam, Sparky wasn't about to get stuck. Some of the things that we liked about this park is that they do have camping on the trail down by the creek, so you'll have to drive in, maybe bring your tent. The tour guide was great. The signage is also great. So for all the blue and green trails, they had blue and green signage. Always fun to Jeep with others. Now, Sparky ends up being smaller than most of the Jeeps that he hangs around with. He's just a baby. But that doesn't stop us from trying some really difficult stuff. Of course, if there's a bypass and we don't want to do it, we don't mind sitting by and watching the big grown-up Jeeps do the big stuff. And that's one thing about this park that we love, is that most of the difficult trails had great bypasses. We could just pull over on the side and then watch the big Jeeps do their big stuff. This is definitely one of my fun things to do while out on the trail, is watch the big Jeeps do the big things and be amazed at what these vehicles can do. Not only can they be your daily driver, but they can take you to some cool adventures also. gonna brag on my spotter. He's so good he can pull a Jeep out of a ditch with his bare hands. But never, ever tell him no.
Hopefully you still have a bumper.
Yeah. A Jeep is a hobby.
It is.
Treat it like anything less than a hobby, you won't have fun with it. No, the guy
Jeeping is definitely a hobby that Johnny and I enjoy. We enjoy getting out on the trail with others, watching the big Jeeps do their big stuff. But every so often, we decide we'll try something a little dangerous. We have some great spotters. We have winches. We can do it. So here at the very last little trail ride, we decide to take the trail called Shipwreck, and y'all see it here. It's got crossbones on it. That means that it is dangerous or hard, whichever one you want to say. So will Sparky complete it? Let's find out. The beginning of the Shipwreck trail is basically straight down a hill, like nosedive. This is my rear view camera on the back of Sparky, and you can see we plummet to the bottom, but we're okay. But the real test is coming up. Take a look. So most of that trail was doable, but this is the difficult part, going up this bald face mountain right here. And what we learned is that you would want to heat your tires up so they get a little sticky to go to grip to get up the mountain. So everybody makes it up, and then it's Sparky's turn. Hung up. Your oobla oblongata stuck on this rock.
It'll send all the power to the other one. Backup doesn't help you. You need the traction on the other hand. That's
biggest thing is you need to make sure you're straight when you're coming up. You don't want to slide square down. The worst you can do is slide into the rock instead of sliding this way.
Thanks, Adam.
Two people just pulling on a coaster.
Way to go, Sparky. You did it. You accomplished Shipwreck with the big Jeeps, and you will be earning your Jeep badge of honor. We loved Gulches. We will be back, so stay tuned for more fun and more adventure. And like always, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel.